Proverbs 6-6 KJV. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways, and be wise. This short verse from the book of Proverbs carries a surprisingly powerful lesson about life, responsibility, and wisdom. The writer, traditionally associated with Solomon, points to one of the smallest creatures on earth as a teacher. The instruction is simple. Observe the ant, learn from it, and become wise. Even though the verse is ancient, the principle behind it is deeply relevant for life today. First, notice the command, go to the ant. This is an invitation to learn from creation itself. The Bible often points to nature as a source of wisdom. Ants are tiny, easily overlooked creatures, yet they display remarkable qualities. They work diligently, cooperate with one another, and prepare for the future. No one stands over them giving constant orders, yet they accomplish what needs to be done. By directing the sluggard, someone who is lazy or unwilling to act, to study the ant. The proverb teaches that wisdom often begins with paying attention to simple truths right in front of us. The word sluggard is important. In biblical wisdom literature, laziness is not merely about resting too much. It represents a deeper attitude of neglecting responsibilities and avoiding effort. Laziness can quietly erode a person's opportunities, relationships, and spiritual life. In contrast, diligence builds stability and character. The ant becomes a living illustration of the value of steady, consistent effort. The next phrase says, consider her ways. This means more than just glancing at an ant moving across the ground. It calls for thoughtful observation. When we truly consider the ant's ways, we see that it works persistently. Ants gather food while the opportunity exists, storing what they need before difficult seasons arrive. This foresight is part of their wisdom. This lesson is incredibly relevant in today's world. Modern life offers endless distractions, social media, entertainment, and habits that consume time without producing anything meaningful. It is easy to postpone important responsibilities or assume that opportunities will always be there later. Yet the principle of the ant reminds us that preparation matters. Just as ants gather food during times of abundance, people today must prepare for the future through discipline, wise planning, and consistent effort. For example, students must study regularly rather than waiting until the last moment. Workers who develop skills and maintain a strong work ethic create stability for themselves and their families. Financial planning, saving money, and investing time in personal growth reflect the same principle of preparation seen in the ant. Even spiritual life follows this pattern. A person who regularly reads scripture, prays, and grows in faith builds a strong foundation long before trials appear. Another striking aspect of the ant is its self-motivation. Later verses in this passage explain that the ant has no overseer, ruler, or supervisor directing every step. Yet it still accomplishes its work. This highlights an important trait: personal responsibility. In modern society, many people rely heavily on external pressure, deadlines, bosses, or rules to motivate action. The ant teaches a different approach, doing what is right because it is wise, not merely because someone demands it. The proverb also encourages humility. Wisdom does not always come from impressive sources. Sometimes the greatest lessons come from the smallest examples. By pointing to the ant, the Bible reminds us that wisdom is available to anyone willing to observe, think, and learn. Ultimately, Proverbs 6-6 calls people to a life of diligence and foresight. It warns against the quiet danger of laziness and encourages wise preparation for the future. The message is simple but profound. Time's morning to ascent in daily life. Watch the ant, learn its habits, and apply that same spirit of steady, purposeful effort in daily life. In a fast-paced world where many seek quick success or instant results, the ant stands as a timeless reminder that true wisdom often appears in small, consistent actions repeated faithfully over time. By considering the ant's ways, anyone, ancient reader or modern believer, can gain practical wisdom for living responsibly and wisely.